Last week he came with it. I don't know if y'all missed it. If you were on here, you got it. But if you didn't get it, I would go back and look at it. Last week, what did he talk about? Somebody is looking for you. And I tell you, if you didn't catch it, go back to Destiny International and watch it because it was power packed. Somebody is looking for you. I can't wait to hear what he got to say today. Young man decided to get an AC. Says, Mr. Thomas, I'm not sleeping in my bed until I get to the next level. And Mr. Thomas took the air out of my vehicle, so I'm taking Uber everywhere. So in other words, he's forcing himself. He's getting uncomfortable. So late in life, he could be comfortable. Without further ado, can we give a warm welcome to none other than the great Mr. Sam, the Backbone Foster.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you once again, Mr. Thomas, for having me on the call. I don't take these calls for granted. Thank you guys for being on the call because you could be anywhere right now, but you actually are here now. I know some will get the recording later, but you guys are here live. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to shed some skin. I'm going to shed some skin. I feel it in my spirit, guys. Somebody needs to hear this message. I tossed, I turned all night long. I mean, I literally was thinking about putting some Visine or some toothpicks in my eyes because I got minimal sleep thinking about this message. Why is that? I'm getting to it. First of all, if you're driving, you may not want to take this note because you may wreck your car. That's right. And I don't want to be liable for it. But if you're taking notes, the title of the message today. Well, let me rewind a little bit. Before I get to the title of the message. I'm going to set this up. I'm going to really set this up, guys. And I didn't want to do it, but I have to do it. Because I found something out, Mr. Thomas. I found something out, guys. I found something out. If you really want to be a leader, you have to shed some skin. That's right, Dave Culver. You're going to have to shed some skin. Chris McDowell, you're going to have to shed some skin. That's right. Sarah Crosby, you're going to have to shed some skin. And this is what I'm going to share with you guys. Many of you guys know oftentimes I do contractual work. And if you've been on this call for any period of time, you guys notice that I shared some with you guys a while ago. And I said that corporate America, they can play some funny games with you. And oftentimes I do contractual work with a lot of these big time companies. You guys, if I said the name, you would know them off the top. And this particular company, this is that I know of the second time that they made this move, guys. The second time. So if you anybody that's working for somebody 9 to 5, this is your message. If you trade time for dollars and somebody's giving you a tip called a paycheck, this is your message. Watch this, guys. Watch this. I'm gonna let you guys walk with me for a second. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at a slice of, as they call, the American pie. And I noticed that my check looked a little funny, guys. I said, no, it don't look right. And I started doing this thing with Uncle Sam. I started looking at the deductions and things of that nature. You guys know what the check looks like. So I started dotting my I's and crossing my T's. And it hit me and said, nah, this doesn't look right. I know what I did and I know what they paid me, or better yet, Mr. Thomas, what they tipped me. And I said, wait a minute, doesn't look right. So I go to the office, guys. I go to their main office. Watch this for you 9 to 5ers out there. Watch this. This is going to be play on residual income. I'm going somewhere. And I know it looks like I'm on a roller coaster, but I can guarantee you when I finish this message, you're going to be looking at yourself in the mirror like, what in the residual income have I been doing? I noticed something, guys. I noticed they had moved my cheese. In other words, guys, they tricked me. And if I hadn't been paying attention, guys, they would have got me. Now, I'm saying this for somebody on the call and somebody that's going to hear this message later. Because if you did it to them, you'd be fired. Wait a minute. Somebody got to get this. If the shoe was on the other foot, Edith, you would be fired. Josh Casey, you got out in time, sir. You got out in time. Because if we did it to them, we would be fired, guys. Watch this. I'm noticing that they didn't pay me for a job that was rendered. And when I called them out on it for the second time, guys, they said, oh, you right. Wait a minute. You didn't know I was right all along? I had to call you on it instead of you calling me? How many people have gotten fooled by the same situation and didn't even know it? Why? Because they bet on you not paying attention. I'm going to sit right there. Corporate America bets on you not paying attention. They got so much on that paycheck, they showing you guys deductions here, FICA, FICA, blah, 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 blah. And if you don't pay attention, they're slowly but surely pulling money out your pocket and hoping you don't pay attention. Watch this. And when I called them out on it, guys, not only did they have to admit that they were wrong, but they took their time trying to admit they were wrong. Once again, guys, if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd be fired. That's why this message is important. Because if you're on this call, your main goal should be staying in phase one. Mr. Solomon talked about that yesterday. Matter of fact, all the speakers on the call pretty much talked about the same thing if you paid attention. They were all talking about phase one. And it hit me, guys. And I was mad about it. I was irritated about it. I was upset about it. But watch this, guys. The good Lord himself told me, if you mash the gas a little more, it wouldn't hurt you so bad. Ooh, somebody need to get that. Somebody, whether you came in yesterday or you've been in ACN for a while. What do you mean by that, Sam? Because there's a stark difference between you looking at a paycheck and you looking at residual income. That's what we all looking for, guys. Residual income. Why? Because if you're looking at residual income, it comes in much simpler and it comes in faster. Said it last week, guys. Money loves speed. And if you dragging, you're not doing it the way it's designed to be done. But if you stay in phase one, you don't have to worry about that. Why is that, guys? Because what you got to understand is, and this is the title of the message, mash the gas. That's right. Mash the gas. You got roughly about 5.5 more years. And if you think you have not done much, mash the gas. It's important to mash the gas. All out massive action, phase one, mash the gas. Because if you're looking at residual income, it's all about mashing the gas. Because we're on this call to make residual income. If you're trading time for dollars at a 9 to 5, it's just the opposite. You're controlled by a box. You can only go so far. Why do you say that, Sam? Had a conversation with a young man recently. And it hit me like a ton of bricks, guys. It hit me like a ton of bricks, and this is the situation, right? Al Randolph, I paid attention to what I was saying, Al Randolph. Buddy Lee, I was paying attention to what I was saying. Darryl Ranson, I was paying attention to what I was saying now. As I was talking to the young man, and he was talking about, oh, I do this, and I'm making all this money, I'm working overtime, and I'm making all this money. Wait a minute. Raina had not said, wait a minute, it hit me like a ton of bricks, guys. I said, do you understand that overtime means absolutely nothing if these people at your job decide to stop it anytime they want to? Buddy Lee, I floored myself, Buddy Lee. I floored myself. I say they can stop it anytime they want to. You're trading time for dollars and they're tipping you with a paycheck. They're giving you a tip. And for some reason, I can't get off this topic because I need to mash the gas. I want massive action. Why is that? Because if I was making more residual in, the 9 to 5 wouldn't be a problem. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Residual-based income. Why is that? I'm talking to the young man. The young man kept telling me, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm getting all this overtime. I'm getting all this overtime. Well, wait a minute. They're only giving you the overtime. There you go. I see you, Deborah. I see you with the carrot because I'm going right there. They're only giving you the overtime for a period of time to get you hooked on it. Doing it for you to get hooked on it. James Clark, they do the overtime to get you hooked on it. That's what they do it for. Because now they know they can control you. And what I had to let the young man understand was, if you work a lot of overtime, guys, you do have to understand your lifestyle come up to that overtime that you work. As soon as they decide that they don't want you to have any more overtime, or they start splitting the hours, everything you work for up until that point, now you got to split it, which means now you're in a deficit. You guys have to understand how residual income works. That's why the average person say, I'm okay, because they're comfortable. Residual income was never designed to be on a 9 to 5 track. It was designed to be compounded. So you can have a better lifestyle. You can't have a better lifestyle with a traditional 9 to 5. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way, Miss Layla. It doesn't work. Darryl Ransom, it doesn't work. Marvetta, it doesn't work. Because if you put yourself in a 9 to 5 position, now you are controlled by whatever they want you to do. But if you mash the gas on this residual-based income, now you put yourself in a position where you give yourself options. And the young man couldn't understand what I was saying until I told him this. Dave Cole, I told him this. I'm going to deliver this baby and I'm getting off this call because I got to keep mashing this gas. Watch this. This is what I told the young man. I said, if you come to this organization, I said, and you work this job 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're only going to get what they're going to pay you for 24 hours, 7 days a week, and that's it. Then I said, you factor in the taxes now. I said, because your taxes are going to be hit harder than a person that's making residual. I said, because you're working for a company and you're not your own entity. I said, that's the problem. I said, when they decide they're going to cut the overtime, now you stuck. Because you bought something or you purchased some. Traditionally, most people start living bigger than where they're supposed to be off of the overtime. And when they cut overtime, now you hotter than fish grease on a summer day in Texas. Now you mad at the company. All they did was play chess when you was playing checkers. And they knew they were going to do it. Once again, guys, they're playing chess when you playing checkers. And how I know that's true is because the young man looked at me like he was puzzled. Mm-hmm. And I had to come back to him and I said, understand one thing. Once again, if you're working 7 days a week, even here, and you work 24 hours a day. I said, you max it out. I said, you're only going to get paid for that. I said, but what we do, since we make residual-based income, we have the ability to make money while we're at this job. Whether we're doing something else on a vacation, the money continues to come in and roll and eventually does itself. The average person can't understand it. The average person can't understand it because they trade time for dollars and they get a tip called a paycheck. Susan, the average person can't understand that. That's why you have to be precise and you have to continue to want to mash the gas and you have to do your homework. On Solomon said it best, huh? All our speakers this week said the same thing. Stay in phase one. Stay hungry. Stay motivated to do exactly what you're supposed to be doing, reaching the people. Well, I'm a bit shy. Don't worry about being shy. Worry about the facts, and nothing but the facts. If you give everybody the facts about what we do, you shouldn't have to worry about anything else. But the problem is, guys, we don't even give them that. If somebody tell us, no, I'm not interested, we keep on rolling. Instead of getting their name and their number and coming back to them at a later time. Especially when you at the job. If they as mad as you are at the job, they deserve you. Let me say that again. If they're as mad about the job as you are, what do you mean you can't give them a call? If you're a little bit more persistent, you're going to get a lot more results. But some of us bang back when the person say no. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. I'll see you later. She has told you guys they messed up my money, and it's the second time that they did it. You ought to be saying to yourself, I'm glad I got some residual income. I'm glad I got another way. Once again, guys, if the shoe was on the other foot, the corporate, they would be fired. But Americans lost their mind. You mess my money up, and we good. That for a minute, guys, this should resonate to the average person that you trying to recruit or anything. Why? Because they messing their money up too. They trying to find any way, guys. Corporate America's trying to find any way to shake you up. Watch this. What about the people that haven't called them? What about all the money that they stealing from other people that have not paid attention? Overtime is the big lie, guys. Think about it. Overtime is the big lie. They can move you whenever they want to. They can downsize whenever they want to. Watch this. Whenever they want to. We got residual-based income in a situation where we use essential service and everybody got our stuff. Let me say that again. We got residual-based income off of essential services and everybody got to do our stuff. It's essential. I'm going to stop right there for a minute because somebody need to let that marinate in their system. I don't care who you talk to, nobody can deny that they do some, if not all of your stuff right now. And all you need to do is open your mouth. Open your mouth. What do you say? Do you look for other ways of making money? You need to say. If they say no, okay, customer. Simple as that. Who do you know I need to know? And you can always come back to them later. I'm trying to explain this to you guys as simple as possible because somebody needs to understand how realistic this is. You got people living paycheck to paycheck, and you got people like us that has the antidote to somebody's problem, and we won't open our mouth. But corporate America is sitting around every day trying to find a way to downsize, get rid of you, furlough you, get you out the system so they don't have to pay you. That's what they're doing on a regular basis. Regular basis. Once again, guys, ask yourself, If we don't have everything that everybody's already doing, then I can understand if this is not a good conversation. But if we have essential services that everybody has to do every day anyway, why are we not mashing the gas? Why are we not being more readily accessible to talking to more people every single day? And I'm talking about family and friends, strangers, a wet dog, one-legged on a kickstand. It does not matter. Anything breathing ought to have your DNA on top of it. Anything breathing, guys, anything. We going into the weekend. We ought to be saying to ourselves, when I go out, I want to have no less than 5 names and numbers. And when I come back, 5 names and numbers, whether it's co-workers, whether it's family, friends, it does not matter. Because I'm going to bump into somebody and I'm going to ask them a question. Or I'm going to get their number and say, hey, I'm going to send you something. Hey, I'm going to send you something. That's as simple as you can make it without him being intimidated. Hey, I'm finna send you something. Hey, I'm finna send you something. Send him the video. Send him the video. You got to keep it simple. The more simpler you keep it, the more increase you're going to have. Mrs. Thomas, with that said, I want to be simple and plain with it. I want to shed a little skin from my personal experience. Because I got these people that don't want to admit who made the mistake. But it's a corporation, so they can hide behind the corporation. Yeah, they're going to pay you, but what if I wouldn't have called them? But if I match the gas on residual income, I can get out their hair faster than a fat cat on a piece of hog head cheese.